Mr. Coleman logged on to Zoom earlier today, and there was some confusion about that. I called Mr. Coleman, and he confirmed that it was his understanding that he had withdrawn and then he wasn't going to be participating today. And he told me he was okay with me telling the court that. And so the other thing I want to make the court aware of, without getting into the details, we had an agreed order, and Mr. Nash's, I guess, phone ran out of battery. And that's why we're in front of the court now, because we need a ruling from the court, because I never actually got his signature on DocuSign. That's the only reason we're in front of the court. But what would have been the agreement would have been guideline child support. Well, this is a further temporary order, and with the return date of September the 5th of 2024. We need to get child support set, or I believe we need to get child support set up. And so the agreement was 287 is guideline calculation, asking the court to start that May the 1st. And then the medical support would be 43. I believe that the testimony will be that Mr. Nash has one other child who lives with him. So it's one in, one out. And my understanding was visitation was to remain the same, other than there's a typo in the previous order I did.
What was the child support amount again? I got the cash medical.
287, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
And that's then the other agreements were to continue the provision about not using drugs and alcohol. And I think we're all in agreement for app close for the parties to communicate. And I'm sorry, I think there was one slight change to the visitation. The visitation, we were going to have it as the paternal grandmother's home would be where the visitation would occur, supervised visitation, unless the paternal grandmother is unavailable, at which case the visitation location would be at the mother's discretion.
All right, then. I don't want this being a temporary order, obviously, and but unless he's here, I would need for him to sign off on this. Otherwise, we have to reset and get him back in here, or get him back in here with a hearing, where I can get testimony one way or the other. But right now, I got no problem getting the testimony from the mother saying this is her understanding of the agreement, and letting y'all circulate the order between y'all, between the parties and the attorneys.
Well, I guess, Judge, I'm requesting a ruling because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get him back online. And it's been this.
I got no problem with you. I don't need his testimony. I just need him to sign off on this thing. Otherwise, we're going to have to come back and do it again. So.
I guess I'm requesting a ruling that wouldn't require his signature, Your Honor, because we haven't. It's been a year and we don't have child support.
Stop. Then go ahead and call your first witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's going to testify here today, sir? Like I said, I need proof now. If he's not here to agree, I need a proof to make an order. So,
Your Honor, I believe Ms. Cusack can testify, and so I would actually, if it pleases the court, I'd let her call herself and testify, if that's all right.
Okay, but Mr. Morales is present, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir.
All right. Well, I'll ask both of you. Well, Ms. Cusack can testify as an officer of court, but Ms. Morales, go ahead and raise your right hand, ma'am. All right, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give your days the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. You can put your hand down, and Mr. Diamond, you can go ahead and proceed. And I'll get a statement from Ms. Cusack as to what she's requested here today. Also, please, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Call Ms. Morales. So, Ms. Morales, I'm going to go sort of line by line with what I think the agreements are, and will you tell me if you agree or disagree?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to do a temporary order in returning on September the 5th. Is that, you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And I believe your attorney is going to be requesting to withdraw from this case because she's done what the court appointed her to do, which was basically to keep you from getting pushed around procedurally.
Yeah, it was just for the discovery, and we're done with that.
Okay.
So you can withdraw.
Okay. And so we're gonna continue the joint managing conservators, you and Mr. Nash.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And we're going to continue to reserve the issue of non-disclosure for the final hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you understand the reason we're doing that is because Mr. Nash still has criminal charges pending. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you were a victim of some of the things he's charged with?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so I'm requesting the court to order child support of $287 a month. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes.
And then the medical support, it would be $43.
Yes, sir.
And then requesting the court to come back on the final and also deal with the retroactive support at that time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll pass a witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Kuzak. You muted, ma'am.
Sir, I have no questions of this witness.
Swart, you on this one too?
Yes, Your Honor, I was just here for discovery.
Okay, you're the discovery, and Ms. Kuzak's the ad light for the child, right? Okay.
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
just want to know who's who. Y'all not wearing signs, okay?
It's true. We should make some, but no, we're not wearing some.
Or I should just go ahead and read the file, though, but it's got a lot of counter and information. The file's got it thick here, so yeah. I just want to know who's who. No problem there. Thank you. All right, then, ma'am, again, it's your request to go ahead and make this the order of the day's court. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, then, I'll tell you what, Mr. Diamond, I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and let you prepare that order and circulate it at this time. If you can go ahead and put down that the fact the father left, that this is now a default hearing, and this is the default order the court's gonna come up with, but you still can circulate it for his signature, sir, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And Judge,
And I'll go ahead and sign an order allowing Ms. Swartz off this matter, and yes, Ms. Kuzak.
if you do need the testimony as to how we got to that, I was in the room when Mr. Nash represented to me and to Mr. Diamond how much he made, how many hours he worked, and all of the support. So I don't know if you need that for the default, but he gave us the math of $12.50 an hour at 35 hours a week. And Mr. Diamond did the math. We presented that to Mr. Nash. He agreed that was a fair amount. He represented that he had another child, so it was 17.5% was the percentage. So we went through all of that and the visitation, and he was okay with all of that. His battery, he told me he was at 1%, and then we lost him.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Diamond, you can go ahead and see if you can circulate that as a general order, and if he'll sign off on it. And if he doesn't, just go ahead and make it a default order. You can make it a default order from day one. You can do whatever works with your office best on that. But right now, we'll go ahead and make that the temporary order of the court and do the reset for September based on the information the court has at this time. All right?
Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. I really tried to make this an agreement and not have to take up the court's
I
time, but
understand.
thank you for the court hearing this.
Anyway, you notice how both Ms. Bunga and I both told the parties, you might really want to hook that phone up because this happens way too often. So, yeah.
I just think they don't understand. Like, you're doing them a serious solid, because most child support judges make people, drive in and sit there all day, and you let them come over Zoom, and people they take advantage of it, and it's very frustrating.
Well, don't worry, and much to your chagrin, we're probably looking at adding a second date each month. So, yeah. So get ready then. No problems. All right, folks. Thank you very much, ma'am. Ms. Swartz again is off the case. Ms. Kuzak still is. So if anything happens crazy that involves the child, contact the child's attorney immediately, and she can get y'all back in here if necessary. Earlier than that, anything else you would need to run through the attorney general's office. Okay.
Okay. Would I get a new, order?
You'll get a new order, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
You'll get a new order, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's gonna be another one than the one that I just signed right now. I guess it's gonna have like everybody's signatures except Tyler's, except Nash's.
I'm not sure what the state has given you already. If there was an agreed to order, if you'd already signed off on it, I wouldn't mind if he left. We can prove it up without him. But since he hasn't signed off on it, ma'am, the state may be sending out another one. Okay, I'll just leave that up to Mr. Diamond, how he wants to word it and send it out. All right.
Okay.
All right. Again, ma'am, without his signature on it, we're still going to send it to him to sign off on. But if he doesn't, then we'll go to Plan B.
Okay.
All right. May Ms. Morales be excused, Mr. Diamond?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much. We're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.